Welcome to another episode of Healthy Cooking with me, Chef Keith. This is a show where I will show you how to make healthy gourmet style meals in the comfort of your very own kitchen. But before I go any further, let's thank our sponsors who've made this show possible. And they are Paper to Film Productions, Revolutionary Meals, Scott's Cares Foundation, Urban Grandstand Digital, Meet My Types Matchmaking, Blend to Blend Juice Bar Boutique, Ren Novations, and New Covenant of Praise Worship Center. Now, sit back, relax, and let's do a little healthy cooking with me, Chef Keith. Welcome again, Source Family. I am going to show you how to make the ultimate fish sandwich. It's a great summer treat, something you want to use in the future, or, well, actually in the near future, because it's going to be absolutely tasty. And, of course, like I always say, easy to do. Now, of course, I've already started cutting up some some cucumber. And actually what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pickle to make a pickled topping, a pickled slaw to put on top of our fish sandwich. Now you can always dice cucumbers like that. They look the traditional way. Okay, so if you're making pickles, these make great pickles. Those are great sizes. So I'm going to stay with that consistency there. Just going to go ahead and go with that. And just going to make nice slices, and our first ones are pretty big, but I'm going to make these a little bit smaller. Okay. Alright, so we got our cucumber slices right here. So we use one cucumber. Okay. And we have some carrots, of course, here as well. All right, now with our carrots, we want to take a different approach. There's a reason for this. And for those of you who have ever actually tried to put a carrot on a sandwich, you'll find out that it's actually easier to put on a sandwich when it's cut the long way like that. So I'll do this again. So I have 3 carrots here. Alright. Now before I finish, I want to make sure that I get this out the way, so I don't get too ahead of myself. I actually have 2 cups of water here, and what I'm going to do with the 2 cups of water, I'm actually going to add 2 cups of vinegar as well. Okay, so to my vinegar, I'm going to actually add 2 tablespoons of canning salt. Now, the thing is, you want to understand the importance of everything that I'm doing here. You can use table salt for this process. And it will taste fine. Just sometimes with table salt and your canning, when you're attempting to do the pickling process, the table salt will make your cucumbers a little bit darker. Okay, so you can still use table salt. I'm going to use canning, and you definitely don't want to use kosher salt. For this, because it's harder. Kosher salt is a lot bigger. It's harder to gauge how much salt you're putting in. Your measurements can be all wrong. So what I'm going to do here is, that was 1 tablespoon, and I'm actually going to take another tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of our canning salt, and I'm going to take 3 teaspoons rather, 3 teaspoons of sugar. Okay. Alright, so that's 2 tablespoons of canning salt, 3 teaspoons of sugar, 2 cups of white vinegar, and 2 cups of water. I'm going to put this on the stove. I'm going to get this to boil while I'm getting all my vegetables ready. Okay, so we got that out the way. So I'm going to get back to my vegetables. And of course we were chopping carrots when I gave a little halt for a second. So I'm just going to cut those ends off the top of my carrots. I didn't do these right here. So just a little chop. We want to take those off because sometimes the little sprouts on the top affect the process that we're going to do here with the canning with our slaw. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut these the long way. So now that I have my carrots cut the long way, and I have 3, okay, so I'm going to go chop down the middle here, and I'm going to chop down the middle here. I'm going to chop right down the middle for our carrots, just like so. Alright, so let's see, we have one more chop here, and here's another chop. Okay, so we can, let's see, we got our nice carrots on there. I think that's about where I want to go with right now. Okay, so I'm just going to set my carrots to the side there. Now right here, alright, so the last couple of weeks we're using green peppers. I used red peppers last week, so this week I'm going with orange peppers. Alright, so you've seen me once, you've seen me 1,000 times chop peppers, but we're going to get a couple peppers going also. This is our topping here. This is our little slaw, pickle slaw for our vegetables. Woo. Got seeds everywhere. That's okay. It's not like kids will clean up after me. I will be back cleaning that up. Okay, so I'm just gonna scrape all that off the top. Okay, so get a process here. Now what I want to do here with our orange pepper, and we've done this dozens of times already. I'm just going to make long slices like this. Long slices, just like that. And there's a good chop there. There's a good chop there. Chop and chop. So this is what we're looking for here. And we're going to do the same thing here with the other half. Love peppers. Like I said last week, when I was a kid, I wasn't a big fan of them, but as I got older, I learned to appreciate them. So, of course, we acquire these tastes the older we get. And there's a chop there. Alright. And one more chop there. So we have everything lined up here, and I'm just going to take little chops. I'm not going to leave any waste here. We're going to use all of our vegetables. Alright, so there we go with that. I actually have one jar that I'm going to use for this process. Now of course what I'm doing is I'm going to start off with in the process here, and I'm just going to drop, you see that? I'm just going to drop some cucumbers down in there. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to take some carrots. And there's some carrots in there. See that? I'm actually going to take some of our orange peppers. I'm going to stuff some of those down in there. Take some more of our cucumbers. Just putting everything in the jar. We still got some space over here. We want this to be nice and tight here. So I'm going to put some more carrots in there. Actually, I think I'll break a few. We'll do that. There we go. Break a few of these carrots. Alright, and what you want to do is you want to take up as much space as possible in this process. So you can alternate as you go. Alternating as you go. Just make sure you can stuff as much as you can in there. And like I said, I'm going back and forth with carrots. See that? See how that looks? We got carrots, cucumbers, a little bit of everything. We can probably stuff some more cucumbers in there. Put it right over the top. Alright. Now, before I put that top on there, I actually want to add, I'm going to add some peppercorns here. Drop some peppercorns down in here. I'm going to drop some crushed red pepper flakes in there. Okay. I'm going to take just a little bit of allspice. Put some allspice down in here. Okay, so let's put half a teaspoon in here of allspice. Okay, and so there that goes. So I actually took another old pasta sauce jar that I had. Did the same thing with the rest of our mixture. So I had everything boiled. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is pour almost to the top here. Okay, and it's while it's hot. And we're going to do the same thing with our second jar. Which is a little bigger. And now don't be alarmed if you have some left over and you think your measurements are wrong. These are two different size jars as they are now, but you know, I still have some left. So it's always better to make more than what you need. Alright, so all I'm going to do is begin to tap on the sides here, because I don't want any air bubbles to be trapped down in here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and I think we got all out here for this one. And I'm just going to go ahead and seal it up nice. You see that? And that's our mixture in there. Okay, so we still have some bubbles in this one. So I'm just going to keep tapping on it. See, there's one right there on the side. Let's see here. Move it around. Okay, I got all the air bubbles out after tapping. And before I close everything up, I got one final piece of the puzzle that is very, very important. And what I'm going to do here is, let's see, we're going to add 1 clove of garlic to each. Okay, so just gonna go ahead and we're not going to chop it up or anything. We're just going to put, we should have just enough room for 1 clove. So I'm just going to take 1 clove of garlic, just going to stuff it in there. Now we're closing up. And let's see. Take 1 clove of garlic here. Now sometimes you can use dill seed if you want to make dill pickle. But like I said, you can kind of play around with different recipes and see what you come up with. So this is just my particular version. And like I said, this is just going to go on our sandwich to give us a nice little extra something as a flavor. You can actually eat this on the side as a side as well. It doesn't have to go on the sandwich. So we'll look at it both ways. So here, I'll just stuff that in there. Nice. I like it when we don't have as much space in there, so everything can sort of be happy together. So just gonna go ahead and screw that top on there. Alright, and there we go. Okay, so while we're waiting for the pickling process to go, I also want to go ahead and make our a nice sauce topping. Alright, so what I got here is some mayo and olive oil. Okay, start with a little mayo, olive oil, and this is going to be our spread for our sandwiches. Okay, and I'm going to take some garlic. Let's not skimp on the garlic. We are talking seafood here. Alright, so I'm also going to take a tablespoon of lemon juice. And what I'm going to do here is get some green onion going. It's always nice to have some green onion. Green onion right there on the top. Okay. A lot of big flavors going on here. And another little added special something. I'm just going to take a couple dabs of hot sauce, you know, for that extra bite. Just a little heat. Now I might eventually add some more mayo to the mixture. But here is our a nice little spread that we will put on our sandwiches. This is a good substitution. We have our topping, alright, and this will go on our sandwiches. We'll put down the bread. So right now this goes in the refrigerator. It's going to chill while we're waiting for our pickles, vegetables to be done, or our pickle slaw, however you want to see it. Okay. Okay, so I have tomato here, and I'm just going to take little slices. Okay, so our tomato, nothing spectacular about this. I'm just going to go ahead and make some some thin slices of tomato, and they will just be, of course, a great fresh juicy taste that go on a nice and tasty fish sandwich. So you're just going to go ahead and make some thin slices here. Get our tomato ready. Okay, and this just goes in a bowl. We'll be ready to go. Okay, for a little bit later. So I just set that over to the side. So I have 2 pounds of Lake Erie perch, which, if many of you don't know, Lake Erie is the lake that Cleveland is on, which is where I am located. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some cornmeal. Let's see. I'm going to use about a cup here. No, you know what? Half a cup. We'll go half a cup. Okay, and then I'm going to take a 1/4 cup of. Let's do a 1/2 cup of panko, which are Japanese breadcrumbs. Okay. All right. So there we go. All right. So from there, I just want to add just a little, not a lot. 2 tablespoons of salt. All right. 1 tablespoon of paprika. 1 tablespoon of black pepper. Okay. And that's all I'm going to do. And I'm just going to go in with the hands here and give it a good toss. A good toss here. Just to get everything nice and coated. You really got to rub in those breadcrumbs. Just going to add a little extra crunch, a little extra something. And get a nice crunch to it. So we're just going to coat all of our Lake Erie perch here. Usually, you know, people use some type of egg wash or buttermilk or something like that, but I'm going straight for it with it. I'm not going to add anything to it, just the way that it is. Alright, so we're going to keep it as straightforward as we possibly can. So I do like to fry fish outside, as you can see if you're watching the video, Source Nation. But what I'm going to do here is just start to put my perch in here. I got a nice temperature going here. Just going to do about 3 to 5 minutes at best. And my oil is nice and ready. Just going to go in real slow, like so. Alright, so we got our pieces going here. So see, lay it right down in there. See, we didn't add anything else to it. Just the panko, and the cornmeal. Look at that. You got a nice fry going here. Nice little fish fry. And there we go. So there's going to take about, like I said, 3 to 5 minutes. We got our oil nice and ready to go. And we're going to turn it over in just a couple minutes. Just keep an eye on it. Nothing like cooking in the great outdoors, wouldn't you agree? So we're just waiting for a good golden crispy texture on the outside. What you're looking for Fish doesn't take that long to cook, so this will be ready very, very shortly. Look at that. See how easy that was? So we're just, like I said, we're just waiting 3 to 5 minutes. That's all it's going to take. You're going to make sure your oil is right where it needs to be. Look at that, nice little fry going there. Look at that. Most people think that cooking fish is complicated, but it doesn't have to be. It can be really straightforward and simple. Simple, just like this. And just a couple more minutes for this guy. And there we go. Okay, so we got ourselves some fish. And I got myself here some potato bread. So I'm just going to show you how to plate everything. We're just going to take a little bit of our spread that we made earlier. Just going to place it down like that. We're going to take a couple slices, nice tasty slices of tomato. Just going to add our tomato down here. Alright, so that's nice and simple to do, so I'm going to put them on the same side here. And I'm just going to take our fish, I'm placing our fish right there on top. I got my pickled vegetables. Now they've been getting ready for about an hour now. So I'm just going to take my pickled vegetables here. I'm just going to get a fork. Start forking some of them out here. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. These are pickled vegetables. They smell amazing. And we're just gonna just sort of mix that around there. We got our pickled vegetables. We're gonna take a little bit of whatever your favorite potato chip brand is. And voila! There you have it. Nice and easy to do, tasty sandwich. Once you taste it, you will see how tasty it is. Now, wasn't that simple and easy to do? And when you try it at home, you'll find out just how tasty it will be. But before we close out, let's just talk about those sponsors one more time. That's Paper to Film Productions, Revolutionary Meals, Scott's Cares Foundation, Urban Grandstand Digital, Meet My Types Matchmaking, Blend to Blend Juice Bar Boutique, Ren, Novations, and New Covenant of Praise Worship Center. Now don't forget to join me again next week as I'll show you how to make a tasty, affordable, healthy, gourmet style meal in the comfort of your very own kitchen. Remember, easy, tasty, healthy, gourmet style cooking is as close to you as you are to your kitchen. I'll see you next week.